Alright guys, today we're going to be making a Lego head, and this is going to teach you how to do slice graphics and one type of modeling. We'll do the other type of modeling with the same head later. You guys won't have to design it at that time. So today we're going to be using Revolve type modeling. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing I do is I go over and change the units to millimeters. We all know how to do that. And then start a sketch. Next thing I do, I grab my line tool and I'm going to draw a pattern on the screen. Watch this pattern and replicate it as best as you can. No dimensions required yet. As you can see, it's in the almost shape of a Lego head, just really wide. And next thing we do, we're going to grab our dimension tool and we're going to dimension the sketch. The bottom radius is 3.5 millimeters. The height of the dimension above that is 1 millimeter. And then above that, I dimension the height to 9 millimeters. And then I'm going over to dimension the radius, which will be 5 millimeters. And then I go to the height, and then I dimension that to be 2 millimeters. And then I go over to the radius, and then I dimension that to be 2 millimeters once again. Now I'm going to go in and grab my fillet tool, 2D fillet, and I'm going to fillet some edges to make them smooth. And the first fillet I do is 1 millimeter, and as you can see which edges those are. And then I grab my fillet tool again, and then I go in and I do the top and the bottom, and they are both, as you can see, 0.5 millimeters. All right, now I go in and change the height, the tallest height, to 8 millimeters because that is the right height, not 9. So go ahead and change that. And that would be the end of the sketch. So go ahead and finish your sketch. All right, now I'm going to go over and grab the Revolve tool. It automatically selects the profile for me as I know how to do it. A revolve is just what happened there. It revolves the entire thing around, makes it easier for you. You don't have to make it a circle. So the next thing I do is I go over to the sketch icon and I click that, and I click the XY plane like we've always been doing, and that's the center plane. So that's what I want to do. I want to go into the center and I want to make some sketches and geometry, which is what you can see that I'm doing now. But before that, I click on in the sketch palette slice graphics, which is what I want to do. Then I project some geometry at the top, and then I draw a rectangle or a just 4 lines halfway through that cylindrical shape that we have at the top. And then I'm going in to dimension it. I just want to dimension the bottom side to 0.25 millimeters from the baseline, as you can see. And then now I'm going into the bottom to project some more geometry. As we know, project geometry hotkey is P. So I'm just going to project that line right there and click OK. And then now I'm going to draw the same thing, but I'm doing it with lines. You may do it with the rectangle. It doesn't really matter how you do it. Just got to have all of the geometry closed. So we'll worry about dimensioning a bit after we draw this rectangular shape. All right, go into dimension, click the top that we just projected, click one of the sides that we just projected, and the height between those two should be 0.5 millimeters. All right, now I finished my sketch. How do I revolve those sketches in the middle? Well, I go over to bodies and I turn off the body. And now I'm gonna go into revolve, click that body, and then I don't have to exactly do click that side right just yet. I can do both sketches at the same time. And as you can see, I tried to cut the thing, right? And it won't let me cut and it won't let me choose any objects. Just turn on the make the body visible and click OK, and it cuts the entire thing for you. Bang. So much easier. All right. Now go home and we're going to actually change the appearance of this a little bit. We're going to actually go in and change the color, material, and then render it. So what we want to do, right click on the object and select appearance, right? And then there's a search bar at the top. I just type in plastic and then I use acetyl resin. And all you have to do, drag it up to in this design and then drag that just right onto your body. All right, now I typed in yellow and I tried a bunch of different yellows and I kind of like the one that I chose originally. You can try whatever you want. Some of them you have to download before you use them, but I stuck with the original one that I used. So, yeah. All right. That does not look anything like the right color that we want. If we go off to render, it renders our object and it looks pretty similar. We can tune the color however we want, and you can play around with that a little bit, but for now, I think this is good enough. All right, that's it.